I don't think we'd have got some of the fellows to come across to the computer base at all. And as you saw in the video, why they're saying the thing that is true. Windows is real easy to use.
That's great. When will the space station get off the ground?
Well, we're looking to first launch in '95, bar an axe of God and a creek don't rise.
Fantastic. One of the incredible things about Windows is the way that the applications can be customized to a particular application. Otis Elevator, the leader in its field, is using Windows to help manage its business.
I always wanted to have an executive information system that was very easy to use and that essentially could be available all the time and with just a few clicks without wasting a lot of time of anybody.
When you're developing executive information systems, you end up redeveloping them. In other words, the executives see them and they want changes to them. And those are most of the development time. The time to develop an application in Windows is really relatively short, especially if you're using the integration of existing products.
My job entails to do a lot of consolidations, coming up with a 10-year business plan, and by being enable me to do hot linking with a lot of 9 different spreadsheets. It's very fast and it's very easy to use, and it allows me to do more analytical work rather than just a mechanical work.
The system is designed so that an executive, a financial director, can bring up a sheet on his screen that looks like a report. So he can then select areas, or an analyst can select areas of it, cut and paste, make charts instantly, do anything he wants with the data, so that he has full control over the information.
I like it a lot for the speed, the flexibility, and the integration between the different software applications that it allows. You can import, export the data from one application to the other. For that it's great because we save a lot of time.
It's made my job a lot easier. I can open one package and put it down at the bottom. I can be working with several different things at the same time, which I like a lot.
A couple of clicks on my mouse and I pulled it out. Or how much money did we make in France last year? I can pull that out in a few seconds while not wasting any time to get in and out of applications.
They take to it very, very rapidly. And I've never seen an executive who tried who couldn't learn it very, very fast.
It's marvelous. It's a very big productivity gain, and plus, frankly, it's fun to use. It's easy and fun. We use Windows as the system.
Jean Mordeau, the Chief Financial Officer of Otis, is here to show us his application.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Jean. Now, how did people get at this information before you had this?
Well, before we had this, we had tons of paper. We had to request an analyst to go and produce a report. He had to stop what he was doing and get the mini computer to produce it, and then we had piles and piles of report. Now we have this instead.
And is the data up on a network now so lots of people can get at it?
Yes, the data comes from all over the world. We have more than 100 subsidiaries in more than 40 countries that report into a PC. It's an old PC-based application, and then from the PC package called the MRS, it's dumped into this application, into Excel. And then we have this executive information system, which has been written custom in Windows to allow us easy access to the data.
Let's take a look at that.
What you're seeing now on the screen is the executive interface. It's kind of very simple with big, colorful buttons. The analyst interface is in the lower left corner. I'll show it to you at the end. For the executive, we make things very simple. Let me show you, and there are several ways to get to the data. For example, if I click on World View, I get a summary that shows me that there are 5 dots. Each dot represents an area of the world, and I have right now a focus on total sales. So I can see, for example, that Europe up there is favorable, Latin America is favorable, North America it's pretty much on plan, and this is the whole world, and the whole world we are about 5% above plan. I can look at some other variable, for example, let me look at profit, which is always important. I find that North American operation is the only operation here that's below plan. By clicking on this, I get by how much, and if I want more information, I get a spreadsheet. Now this is a straight standard Excel spreadsheet, completely operational. I can go through it and look at what part of my P&L is causing me problems. Let me go back here to the menu and show a chart. We have a bunch of charts here. Let me just take, for example, new equipment orders. I have a chart like this which shows me the history, and we have a whole catalog of 574 charts which are printed every month automatically on a hard copy and published as a book, and it's a completely graphic management information system, management report, which is all done from Windows. And let me show you one last thing here, which is if I click on this, we are switching now from the senior executive level to the analyst level. It looks more like a standard Excel spreadsheet, except it has the CFO thing, which allows me access to a whole menu of reports. And here you see I have many more reports than the executive. For the executive we just limited the number, but the analyst, the executive too, by the way, I mean, can access this. Let me show you, for example, here we have a whole bunch of companies around the world. I can access, for example, Europe. Under the entities, I have a whole bunch of entities. Let me just load the consolidated Europe. I can choose the currency, either local currency or planned dollars, and I can choose the period, which is the latest month. And then I have a whole bunch of reports here which I can select, for example, orders, and see how the orders are doing in Europe. And I have a detailed report that shows me all of my categories of orders, and the big advantage of doing it like this, I can return to the last menu and choose another one. The big advantage of doing it like this is all the data is available to the executive who just wants to look at it, or he can print it by selecting this, but it's also available to the analyst to work with directly, and he can actually work with a spreadsheet. It's a normal spreadsheet. It can cut, paste, delete, add a part of it to a memo. That's pretty much it.
Now, have you had good luck getting managers to use this?
Yes, we have about 20, 25 executives and probably another 20 or 25 managers, plus, of course, all the analysts and accountants are using that too.
And how easy was this to develop?
Well, the executive interface took only a weekend, but the analyst system, which is the backbone of it, probably took probably about a year from conception to final product.
Well, that's a very impressive system. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Providing the best customer service is a key issue for the 90s. Windows has a role to play here. Fidelity Investments, the world's largest manager of mutual funds, was one of the first to recognize this opportunity.
We have Windows in front of about 500 phone reps today that service our mutual fund, our brokerage, and our retirement plan customers.
Fidelity is the premier provider of record-keeping services for 401k retirement plans. With the Windows interface, we can, in one screen, provide a concise and consistent method of displaying data for the customer service rep.
Pull up a customer window and we're able to access all the information about the customer, their address, what type of accounts they hold.
Yes, we do have an investor center in Sarasota, Florida. Are you very familiar with Sarasota?
We chose Windows because we feel the right way to build a friendly application for our customer service reps is to really insulate them from the complexity of the mainframe.